Hey, I'm Steve Speck with Exo Mtn Gear. In this video, we're going to walk you through what I am taking with me on a moose hunt that I am leaving for here in 2 hours, probably, once we get this video done. I drew a once-in-a-lifetime Idaho moose tag. Justin, behind the camera here, and I are taking off. Got a good plan to go hunt for the next 7 days. Haven't loaded my food yet. It's kind of the last step to do. I'm going to walk you through everything that I do. And it's just a really simple process. So essentially, I get all of my supplies. I order like bulk stuff from Costco. Got trail mix, Cliff Bars, almond butter biscuits. These Bobo's peanut butter and jellies are awesome. I make my own homemade bars, which these are kind of the core of my meal. Each one of these is about 600 to 700 calories. We have a recipe that we've shared. We'll show you, put in the show notes on how you make those. They're freaking delicious. Yeah, so I'm just going to walk you through what I do. It makes it really easy. Whether the hunt's 3 days or 14 days, I do the exact same thing. And essentially, I'm eating the exact same food every day. The only exception is what my dehydrated meal looks like at the end of the night. So to start out, basically, I've lined out all the items on the table, and I've got hot cocoa and 2 things of coffee for in the morning. I have Element salt electrolytes, and as well as Tailwind and Liquid IV. These are kind of what I call liquid calories, and that you're not actually eating something, but you're mixing that in with your drink, and it's really, really nice on active hunts. So if Mark and I were elk hunting a few weeks ago, we relied a lot on that because we're moving all day long. You just put that into your Nalgene and you're drinking it, and you're constantly getting kind of electrolytes and sugar, those carbohydrates to keep you going, keep you fueled, not have you crash. And then, so that's kind of the liquid calories there. I've got Cliff Shot Blocks. You can easily substitute these with gummy bears as well. I kind of go back and forth between the two. Gummy bears are a lot cheaper. The Bobo's peanut butter and jelly bar, Nature Valley almond biscuits, just Costco trail mix, my homemade bars, a Cliff Bar, and my meal. And then I simply just go through with my phone and pull out the calculator and start adding everything up. Makes it really, really easy to do. So I know that I've already done all the math, but I got 200 calories here in hot cocoa, another 200 calories in Tailwind, 50 in the Liquid IV, 200 in the shot blocks. Basically everything all else adds up with my meal at 600 calories to 3,400 calories. And that's about ideal. I can go as low as 3,000, but on a really active hunt, after a few days of that, I start feeling kind of just not enough energy level during the day. Any more than 3,400, is probably just more than I need. It's a really good balance. And this is just something you got to trial and error. Start with 3,400 calories and go on a week-long hunt. You're going to track everything because everything's going to be in its own bag. And you're going to know at the end of the hunt, did I have extra food? Or even every single day, like, okay, there's extra items in here. I don't need that. And just pay attention. And over a season, over 5 years, you're going to figure out what your body needs. And everyone's different. Some guys, they just don't eat at all, which I don't really recommend because you're going to crash, you're going to run out of energy. You need to keep eating. Other guys eat a lot. Other guys can get away with a little bit less. So just find out what works for you. So once I build a day, I just leave that there. And then I simply just go grab all the items, stack it next to it. So I know I've got the exact same meal every day, and then just start putting it into Ziploc. So Ziploc bags. So I'll do that. I've got 2 coffees, 2 hot cocos. Have to be dairy free, so I can't have to buy like hot cocoa mix in a can and mix it in there. So I got my Tailwind, that, Liquid IV, Shot Block, almond, that, 2 more of my homemade bars, and a Cliff Bar. And then I got my meals down here on the ground. Okay, so that's everything that's gonna go in my Ziploc bag. I simply grab a bag, open it up, and I'm not just throwing this in here. I try to be somewhat strategic about, like, I'll put items in here kind of nice, like I'll use this flat table to lay them in here, and the goal is to have these stack in here and take up the least amount of space as possible. And just one of those things, like these small details go a long way in reducing your overall pack size, and really how much space all your food's taking up. So everything's in there. I'll just kind of stack it down, squeeze all the air out of it. seal that up. And then I don't have any tape with me now, but what I will do is take like some Scotch tape or something like that and actually tape the bag together. And that way when I'm getting food in and out of my pack, say like I kind of mix up which bag I had opened that day or not, I know if the tape's still on it, it's one that I haven't opened, so I just find the one that's where the tape's removed. So one day right there, and just repeat the process. Okay, so I've built another day, another Ziploc, and for a 7-day hunt, I already did it once, I gotta do it 6 more times, and that's it. This is gonna be a kind of an interesting hunt, and there's gonna be, we have a pretty aggressive, especially for a moose hunt, we're gonna be covering, I've got like a 24-mile through hike that we're gonna do. We've got motorcycles and trucks, we're gonna drop them off on one end, drive the trucks around to the other end. And so 24 miles over a week, and I think there was like 8,000 or 9,000 feet of elevation in there that the trail showed. But we're only gonna be moving in like little chunks. So for like 2-4 hours, we're like, all right, we're going from this camping spot, this glassing spot. We got to drop down this canyon, cross up this place, get to the next glassing spot. We're gonna get up there, but then we're gonna be sitting again for another 12 to 24 hours before we're moving. So from a food perspective, I need like energy for that, but then also when I'm sitting, I tend to eat more when I'm sitting and glassing, and I kind of know that. So active hunts, I can get away with a little bit less, but just out of boredom, I tend to eat more on these glassing style hunts. And we're looking at colder temps, and just eating helps keep you kind of warm, gets your metabolism going. So just, that's why I'm kind of erring more on 3,400 calories than the lower 3,000. From a food perspective, I mean, there's kind of a real vague backpacking rule. You don't want to pack anything that's 100 calories an ounce, and that's actually pretty low. Like these bars are 150, 160 calories per ounce. That's, everything else is going to be and sometimes it's actually really easy to figure out because the serving size is going to be, so this is 190 calories and 38 grams. 28 grams is an ounce, so you can kind of do some quick math there just with your phone to figure out exactly what that is, calories per ounce. But in general, you're going to be, this is with my meal, I'm probably just shy of 2 pounds per day. Say over 2 pounds per day is too much, but I also don't just focus on super dense calories. That does, the 140 plus calories. I want stuff that I do want to eat that's easy to digest, that gives me the energy I need. We've learned a lot from like doing our death hike over the years of like what can you consume, especially what do you get sick of. You don't want to pack food that by like day 4, the sight of it in your bag makes your stomach go like, oh. You got to find something that works for you. So I don't really focus too much on the calories per ounce. Just in food, to me, while like, your sleeping bag, your tent, all that stuff is weight that's there the entire time. Every day you eat, you're dropping 2 pounds. Every day that passes, you're dropping 2 pounds out of the pack. So it's a consumable item. I'm not as worried with food. It does add up on long hunts. If it's a true 10 to 14 day, like the sheep style hunt where you're going out and all that weight's in your pack, then you start, paying more attention. But something like this, whether I went with a bunch of food that maybe I didn't want to eat, I could save a pound or 2. To me, it's just not worth it. And this really, like, I don't know, this process to me just really speeds it up. Not doing math for every single day. I'm not accidentally packing way too many calories one day and not. And then again, to me, it's really important that I'm eating at least 90% of this throughout the day, because I just know that after a week of hunting, and Justin and I are going to be pretty aggressive on this hunt. We're going to, definitely cover some miles, and it's going to be some tough country. That if I don't, then I start to, every day just gets a little bit worse. My energy levels drop and things like that. All right, so now I just go back and put my original one in. Just really speeds up the process. I just build one day, and all of a sudden, I don't know how long this video took. 10 minutes later, all my food's done for the entire week of hunting. I'm good to go. For dehydrated meals, freeze-dried meals, this is a new company called Easy Peasy Kitchen, Alchemy Outdoors, I believe is the website that sells it. These guys dropped off some samples a couple weeks ago. Took them on a hunt with Mark when we were on his elk hunt. They were really, really good. So I ordered a bunch of them. I also do my own dehydrated meals sometimes as well. Dehydrate chili and Mississippi pot roast and things like that. Really easy to do at home. I just ran out of all that stuff and been so busy with work, I haven't had an opportunity to make some more. So excited to try this out. The different flavors, the two that I had on the elk hunt were absolutely delicious. If this is a really long hunt, one thing I will do is take all these out of these bags and actually put them in Ziploc bags. On a 10-day hunt, you know, you can probably save, it sounds silly, but maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an ounce per bag, and it just kind of starts to add up. You might trim off, you know, say 6 to 8 ounces out of your pack weight by just getting rid of this heavy packaging. And then whether or not, you know, you can get the boil safe Ziploc bags. I don't know how great they are for you, but I've been doing it for quite a few years where you pour, you know, the boiling water in that Ziploc bag. What I do is actually put it in my Jetboil fuel canister. Maybe we'll do a video of this when we're out there in the field. And then I use the, I basically pour the water into the Ziploc, take the Ziploc, drop it into my Jetboil, and then I'll wrap all that in like my sleeping bag or my down jacket so it just stays nice and warm and cooks really well. And it's a super easy way to eat it. And again, saves a bunch of space and quite a few ounces if you're on those longer hunts. Just something on this hunt I haven't had the time to do and wasn't super concerned with. That's pretty much it. That's a wrap. Gonna put all this in the pack, and Justin and I are gonna hit the road here pretty shortly. Hope you picked up some tips from this video. Again, this is just my process I've developed over the years. It works really well for me. Hopefully something in here helps you out on your next hunt.